Welcome to Willow Farm. Do you want to take a look around? So our farmhouse dates back to 1906, even though the village actually thinks it's slightly older. We're currently in the process of renovating the farmhouse and bringing it back to its historic glory. We're taking the small holding back to being a small holding, which means animals. Here's our feather village. Gandalf, our guard goose, will come and say hi. But we also have 12 chickens, 5 geese, 4 ducks, and they're a mixture of rescued and purpose-bought birds. This way. Planting to increase the diversity of wildlife here is integral to our work on the small holding. So there's an element of allowing what's naturally here to do its thing. We allow a lot of wild patches. This means when you sit here quietly, you can literally hear the hum of insects. It increases the amount of bird life we have. And we also have a lot of families of hedgehogs that wander through. We've also planted up a lot of trees. We have, in this area, plenty of maples, rowan, birch, and the eucalyptus are for our own use. We've got log burners, so we're creating our own wood to burn. The eucalyptus grow really quickly, and they actually release a beautiful aroma when they burn. So they come eat our sheep. So we have 2 rescue sheep. We sort of inherited them. They were born blind. They've come here to be our lawnmowers, so they'll live out their lives here. They'll never end up on someone's plate. The name's Bo and Peep. Bo and Peep are 2 blind sheep. And they watch over the area that becomes Awaken with Yoga's yurt. So that's the first business I'm going to tell you about up here. My daughter runs a yoga business with yoga classes, but also half-day and full-day retreats. It's a beautiful space to come and escape the rest of the world. And she has clients coming up as far as London just to escape and come out to the countryside. So Bo and Pete look over that. Again, more tree planting has gone on over here. Some evergreens, some oaks have gone in. The oaks at the minute are just like this tall. They won't get that high even in my lifetime. It's kind of satisfying knowing we've got them in the ground. So this is the yoga circle. And on days like today, when the weather's good, practice happens outside. When the weather is a bit cooler, then it takes place in the yurt. And here's Bo and Pete, enjoying the shade. We're lucky to be surrounded by farmland and another smallholder, which means we kind of get a lot of animal life around us. Yes, we do, Bo. And our hedgerows were well established before we actually took on the property. So we have a really good mixture of hawthorns, blackberries, sloes, damsons, maples, other trees and bushes that you'd expect to find in a wild hedgerow surround the plot. So we have a lot of natural foraging that we can engage with around here. It's also a nicer way to actually create your boundary and keep the animals in. Across the summer months we keep pigs. Us girls are veggies, but the boys here eat meat. And keeping pigs was one of the requests from my son. I'll be honest with you, it's a journey every year. I do get very attached. They're quite characters. And they live the best lives, albeit too short for my liking. Benson, hedges! Hello, boys. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing? How are we doing? I've always been vegetarian because I believe it's about how the livestock's kept. So it's all about animal rights for me. But like I say, it is a journey keeping them. We chose to have a heritage breed because we actually think we're doing something to keep a breed alive that would otherwise actually die out in favour of commercial pigs. Being a small holding, this isn't about a commercial venture, it's about a way of life. And the lifestyle we have here is a lot about keeping old traditions alive, relearning them. Yes, it is Gandalf. The feathers are all purely kept for their eggs, and Gandalf is kept as a guard machine against Mr. Fox. Down at the bottom here, we started planting up an orchard. It's a mixed fruit and mixed nuttery. So we have walnuts, hazelnuts, pears, apples. We also have a full variety of black, red and white currants. And we've also put in some more mature trees just to actually help create a windbreak and a bit of privacy in the area. This beautiful tree you can see in the big background, that's a willow. And the long-term plan is, as we are Willow Tree Farm, we will actually increase the number of willows around our copse. Copse is this area here. It's a little bit of magic actually. Would you like to come and have a look at our fairy gate? I've always been interested in wildlife, but one of the big jobs I had when moving here was learning how to identify all the plants we've got. It's amazing to see butterflies flying by, but just by allowing these areas to go wild, the amount of insect life we have. So butterflies and moths, we've doubled their numbers in the 2.5 years we've been here, just by allowing some areas to go very wild and actually increasing the diversity of species that are on this patch. It's 5 acres, or just under 5 acres in total. Come see our fairy glen. So this area, we have a natural springs that pop up, and we put a post in just to actually raise the water level. Otherwise it'd all be like a trickle as it leaves the property. And that has actually meant that we have more deer visiting. So we have both muntjac and fallow deer that come onto the property. And again, supporting bird life and the smaller mammals, they too actually enjoy having the different variations in water levels. Come on into the copse. There's a certain peace that's in here. You only have to step inside and the temperature's different to outside. It's quieter. So in this little fairy glen, we have this natural insect hotel, but also rabbits make use of it. And in the winter, the deers actually will take shelter in there as well. It just allows the trees to naturally rot down, which brings all the bug life you'd expect with that, and then provides also shelter as well. We do have the springs pop up over here, so we have both frogs and toads sitting in our pond and coming through, and they actually come out into the meadow itself sometimes as they're travelling around. So it's a very special part of the farm, and we want to actually extend the copse out in time. There's so many projects here. So if you'd like to know the other businesses we do, and you'd like to see more of Willow Tree Farm, come on one of our smallholder experience days. They're only 2 hours long. You get a quick tour, quick understanding of what we're about here and what we're trying to do. Get to engage in some of the wildlife projects, engage further with the livestock we've got here, maybe do a bit of pig feeding or chicken feeding, and have a cup of tea and a bit of homemade cake out on our patio. I also monthly run a mood of food kitchen social from here. So we kind of take whole food ingredients that are seasonal and turn it into a vegetarian supper.
type of cooking that I do on a daily basis, and I share that with you and help explain how what we eat impacts our mood. You know about my daughters Awaken with Yoga. We also have a bunny hotel, hen hotel and small creature chalet coming soon. Watch this space for details on that. And yeah, as Willow Tree Farm continues to grow, we all hope that we can just stand guardians over this little bit of heaven in Bedfordshire, and I'd love to share it with you. See you soon. Thank you.